politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty.
Good morning, Keene and Bells Falls. Welcome to the feed. This morning we have Linda Guzynski back in studio to talk about her not really massage, but your body work.
Body work
With Vermont, your company called Vermont Body Therapy.
Yes.
Located right here at One Hospital Court. But first, let me give you some quick local events, and then we'll dive into some body work. So the classic movie this week at the Bells Falls Opera House is Moonstruck. Classic with Cher and Nicolas Cage. I know, I forgot Cher was an actress back in the day.
Wow, it's my
she
favorite.
did everything. That's sponsored by Friends of the Library. And, oops. Oh, I didn't do my job. Oh, my slides are not coming up. Okay, so the classic movie is Moonstruck. Happening in Saxton's River on Saturday is, I think it's the second or maybe the third annual Generosity Fair. So how that works is it happens at 24 Main Street, which is the community building in Saxton's River that used to be, I think it was the Episcopal Church, Congregational Church. I'm not sure what. It's not the Catholic Church. It's the other church in the town of Saxton's River. And local nonprofits are going to be there. They're going to have tables. They're going to be able to discuss what they do, what their need might be. And it is open to the public to come, bring your checkbook or your cash, and you can then donate. You'll have a bunch of nonprofits in one location. You can find out what they're about. This is a good time of the year to be thinking about doing donations because taxes and tax incentives. And there will be a little presentation by Edward Jones, financial advisor Bill Stevens. He'll be talking about some very targeted ways that people can support nonprofits through more targeted giving for folks that have investments and have dividends coming on investments. So that's Saturday. Main Street Arts begins at 2 and ends at 4. And then another way to donate this weekend is go to the Empty Bowl Dinner. I don't know how many years they've been doing it, but a lot of years our place has been putting on in the month of November an Empty Bowl Dinner. This year it's at the Saxton's River Inn. Tickets are limited because it is a smaller space. If you go to the Our Place website or the Our Place Facebook page, you can find out how to sign up for the Empty Bowl Dinner. It's at 5 p.m. at the Saxton's River Inn. It's soup and auction. So you can go and just have the dinner. You can go, there's a live auction and there's some non-live, I can't think of the right word. Oh, when they have tables and you sign up there's live auction and then just regular auction items that you can sign up for at the Inn at Saxton's River. So those are my events. Yay! So Linda,
good.
it's been a minute since you've been here.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
I think so. So
Yeah.
Can you just remind folks who you are and what? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What I do. Yep.
What do you do?
I have a degree in physical therapy assistant that I got not too long ago, about 5 years ago, and I. In the last couple years, learned about this modality that is hands-on, that's been very effective manual therapy. Mm-hmm. So privately, I have a couple days a week that I work here in the community health building under a manual therapy license, but I'm doing what's called Fascial Counterstrain.
And what exactly does that mean? It's like kind of a fancy word.
It is a very fancy schmancy word. So I want to talk about it and simplify the concepts. So I brought my bouncy tool.
Okay. Can we get our screen back out so we can see the bouncy tool? Because right now I'm just seeing Generosity Fair on the monitor. Are we good? Okay, we'll just continue.
Okay, all right, we'll just talk about it. So if you go to PTA school, pretty much any medical degree starts with anatomy and physiology. Mm-hmm. And, in the gross anatomy type way, you learn about bones, muscles, tendons, arteries, vessels, all the things that are in the body. And it's not that that's incorrect, but I think the way that it's delivered is a little misleading. We have this concept that there's bones and then there's another layer and another layer. It's like building a house. Well, houses can't move. Houses can't bend. Houses aren't springy. But we are. When we're working well, we can bend and spring and bounce. So our fascial system, and this is a concept model here, is here you could see kind of like a bone, right? That you can compress it and then it bounces back. So the fascial system is these bungee connections, and it's three-dimensionally through our body. So if you think of actually how our bodies develop, there's an egg, and then it divides, and then it divides again. And I could bring my picture up.
Okay.
I know it's gorgeous art here.
It is beautiful. I will be the Vanna White, and I will hold your picture.
So, like, here's a cell, there's a cell, they're dividing, getting more and more complex. Well, you're going to have little connections, little pathways where these cells start sharing nutrients, right? Each cell needs nutrients, and it needs to get rid of its waste. Every single cell needs to. And as these cells develop, they get into more and more complex systems, like you might have the little village of the liver here, right? And they might be trading with the village of the digestive system. This is a simplified concept. And they're going to create more pathways through here. Fluid is flowing through these pathways. And they're bringing nutrients so they can live, and then they're bringing away waste products. And that, three-dimensionally, through our bodies, is the foundation of our body. Now, within that, we have some bones and we have some muscles. We have all the things that we learned about, but we're essentially a fascial system with some bones and muscles in it, rather than bones with some layers on top.
Right. So I think if I can kind of summarize so that I understand it. So all of these systems, while they're independent systems, they're not independent of the body as a whole. The body moves with everything, like moves with everything it has. It's not just like, and I guess it goes back to, so the fascial tissue, like you talked about anatomy and physiology. So if anyone's ever taken anatomy and physiology and they had to do any dissecting, that's kind of the stuff you have to scrape away to get to the tendons or the muscle or whatever. It's the encapsulating all over our body.
Encapsulating and going through everything. So each cell has fascia.
So it ties everything together?
It does. I don't know if we have those images that I sent.
Try.
So you can see the complexity. I'm trying to simplify it, but there are some images.
Oh, we froze.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll keep. Well, there we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay. Here is a microscopic look at some of that connective tissue.
And it's
I
was surprised.
Fluid.
It looks like frost, spiderweb, frost type thing.
Yeah, and look at the multi-directions it goes. So the other thing about our bodies is we're not robots, right? We're moving and diagonally moving. We were talking about this earlier, that we're not moving in this plane and then that plane. Our hips, if you think about that hip, that ball and socket joint of the hip.
There's just I don't know if that's another representation before we get too far.
Yep,
we can
thanks.
Get through.
Reel me back in. Yep, so here's a representation of muscle fiber, right? So each muscle cell has fascia around it, which is a tubule, right? Carrying fluid, carrying different chemicals that trigger that muscle to fire. So it's the fascial system's a big communication system, a very fast communication system that carries messenger cells.
And then there's just one last.
So here's a cadaver that's been dissected, and you can see even simply here some nerves, the larger nerves that have been exposed, how stretchy those nerves are. And then that's a dried out cadaver, but those are going to carry a lot more fluid. It's through the fluid that kind of our consciousness is carried throughout our bodies. So if you go into consciousness research, we're also realizing our consciousness isn't just like in our brains. It's more throughout our bodies.
So let's go a little bit back to what you were talking about. So now that you've seen the way that the fascial tissue goes in different directions, and you were talking about the way we move, what we had talked about is how we don't move like when we walk, we don't walk like that. We walk like this.
Right.
So we're getting those cross-body connections. We're getting that bouncy. Ideally, that's how we should move.
Absolutely.
And what happens when we don't move that way?
Right. Well, then we get that.
We go see Linda.
Then we get the owiness. What do we feel? We get up. I feel stiff. I don't know. I'm just feeling stiff, right? We're starting to feel stiff. Things aren't working as well. I was talking about, like, if I have some inflammation and it's clogging up, like, my intestines, right? Down here, that tissue to my fingers starts feeling rigid, where it's tissue that's flowing just like butter. It feels
Just like butter.
it just gives way. Whereas if it's rigid and stiff, it starts yanking on the rest of the system. Now, if I've yanked this down, when I go to lift that arm, I can't get the joint in the right position to use that joint. So I can't move as much. It hurts. It's stiff. It doesn't feel right. Or I rip a rotator cuff muscle because I've pinched it underneath the bone. So this helps get your body back in better alignment, gets your joints moving better, gets your so there's you were talking about earlier that we're not a separate group of cells and livers and all, and, organs.
Yeah, we're all...
That these are coordinated. So if there's an incoordination of that fluid, then you're going to get some backup. And your body has to find workarounds. They have to find detours to get around that backup. And you can get the nutrients you need a lot of times, but as the detours build up, it's like you haven't watered the plant enough. And as long as that plant has some life in it, you can add some water back and it might go, oh, thank you.
Well, I think what happens is we get used to like mismoving. We get used to the fact that this shoulder doesn't move, and we keep compensating for it, and we just deal with it. We say, oh, this is just what happens. And yet you offer a technique that can make things better. Like, we don't have to just deal with it. We don't have to just continue to have a hip that's an issue, and just chalk it up to old age or chalk it up to whatever. That we aren't meant to be like that. We are meant to be more free flowing of movement and bouncy.
Yes.
Everybody wants bouncy.
Yeah. So this is a great adjunct to a good exercise program, to eating right. This isn't the magic pill that's going to make everything okay, but it is a very powerful technique in helping you attain better health, in helping your body do the healing it needs to do.
And how does it work? So walk me through. I show up, I tell you what's going on, what's going to happen next.
Okay. So you come in, you filled out a form, we have a chat about what's going on. I'll feel down your spine, see I'll kind of push on you and look for some reflexes, just gently. It's very...
She only pushes you over every once in a while.
It's very gentle work. A lot of times you'll lie on my massage table. I'll check in with, there's let's call it a map that gives me information about where to start with your body, because your body has your experiences, your emotional traumas, your physical traumas, all those things. Your body has the wisdom. So I'm not there to impose myself on your body so much as to listen to what needs to happen and how I can help release. And the releases are very gentle, hands-on, or they're very gentle positional releases. And they're not painful. I'm not pushing hard. It's not a chiropractic move. It's very gentle, letting the body release. So in Counterstrain, a lot of times you're taking two sides of a tight thing and bringing them together so they can get some release, and you get a pumping action. So the lymphangions in the lymph system, kind of like your sump pumps, start pumping, and they pump out this inflammatory chemical for your body to process.
So ideally, you facilitate the release. Would that be a good way to put it?
That's a much better way to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Like, I don't always feel like that you're doing anything, but sometimes it's like when you do feel it, it's like,
yeah,
like your body almost like sighs. Like
absolutely,
it's kinda,
you literally sigh.
Because your body really wants to be in optimal. It really wants to be in that state of optimal movement, not that state of restriction or tight movement. So what causes some of that restriction? Talk to me about inflammation.
Okay.
And your Chicken Little theory.
Oh, I'm going to show you my more beautiful art, because, yeah. So we get inflammation that is communicated with messenger cells called cytokines. And so here's my image of...
Let me hold it.
Yep.
There we go.
Of Chicken Little. So cytokines are kind of like Chicken Little. They go down and they go, help, 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 help. The sky is falling. And if you're cut and you're going to bleed out, you want the Chicken Little to come down and shut down that pump, right? Shut it down. Don't keep pumping blood out. If you have a bacteria or a virus, you don't want to keep pumping that virus around your body. You want to shut that down. So and then over here you have the guys they're plastering up that area.
Because they want sealing it off, right?
Sealing it off. You said encapsulating earlier, and I like that. They're sealing it off for your protection, right? They're going to shut that down until your body can deal with it, till it gets the T cells or the killer cells in there to deal with the bacteria or virus. You can also get this reaction from an emotional response. You're scared. What do? You tighten up right there at the belly. Ooh, all these different chemicals start happening. Maybe you've shut off your voice. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Ooh, tighten up the throat. So there's an emotional component sometimes that happens in the tightnesses that we get in our body. Now, I'm going to put the beautiful art away.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, that was
Now, once you're back and you've healed up from the flu and you've built a scar so you're not going to bleed out from your cut, sometimes little pockets of that inflammation have gotten trapped and they're restricting movement. So what I do is go in with this gentle release and help your body get that pump started again. So sometimes, especially after the first time you see me, the next day you feel a little like, you can feel a little,
like you've been dragged through a knothole backwards.
Am I going to get the flu?
It does feel that way a little bit sometimes.
But then your body starts processing those, and then you're like, oh, I'm moving a little better. So it isn't necessarily an immediate, like, get off. Some people get off the table. Like, yeah, I've had a 12-year-old get off the table and go, I'm taller. I'm bouncing now. But as we get older, we build up layers upon layers of this trauma response. So it may take a little bit more to start peeling those away than one and done, right?
So basically what happens is your body reacts, but sometimes it reacts almost too much. And so the cytokines like do too good a job because they take care of it, but they take care of it a little bit too well. And so you need to do things to get back on track, alleviate that.
Calm them down.
Calm them down.
Calm down your
Hence
chickens.
the Chicken Littles.
Get your chickens to calm down, right?
And so speak a little bit more to the emotional component, because I think people forget about that part, and that can live somewhere for a long time, right? Before
Absolutely.
you really realize.
So the Jones Institute has actually gotten published in medical journal. Excuse me, my mouth's getting dry. The Jones Institute, who is pioneering this technique, recently got published for their work with soldiers with PTSD.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're holding probably unbeknownst, they're holding it psychologically, but that's been the focus. There's not as much focus on the physiological holding of it, right?
Absolutely. So a lot of times, so I deal with people that have chronic pain syndromes, and sometimes because it's idiopathic, we don't know where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what caused it. We don't know how to undo it. I think sometimes people are inadvertently getting gaslit, like, oh, it's all in your head. No, it has made it to the body.
Somehow, somewhere, it's there, right?
It is
real.
physically
It's real
in
for them.
the body. And sometimes they call it psychosomatic, somatic being the body. Sometimes I think it's somatic psycho. It's coming from the body. If you have a car alarm that's on all the time, like if your body's going, ow, 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 eventually your head's going to go, ah, right? Because it's distracting. It's a lot to deal with. It's fatiguing to deal with that much pain. And it's coming from the body in some instances. So by releasing, giving your body some help to do what it naturally does, I am not doing the healing, your body's doing the healing. I'm helping your body do what it does. I'm giving the plant some water, helping you give the plant some water. Then you can start draining these cytokines that are painful. This inflammation causes pain. And moving better, feeling better, inhabiting your body better. So it is, what I'm doing is very physically based.
And it's also, it seems like it's a very good first step, because if you start to feel better in your body, then you might want to move more. You might want to exercise.
Right.
You might then realize that, oh, wait a minute, if I eat certain ways, I feel better too. Like every time you feel a little bit better, it begets more things to do to feel better. So we are getting sort of low on time. So I want to make sure that you tell people how to make an appointment with you and where you're located.
So your initial appointment, you have to call me.
Okay.
Because we need to have a chat about what's going on with you and if my private office is appropriate. If you have something more going on that I want to deal with privately, I do work at Myofascial Hospital, and there is a fantastic, my colleagues up there are fantastic. So Myofascial will take insurance, and you'll be in the PT office, outpatient PT. But if you're already on a path of health, you're working out, you're doing your emotional work, and you still got some restrictions, I think that's appropriate to see me privately. So give me a call.
And I happen to have your number, 919-698-6153.
That's it.
Awesome. Okay.
That's it.
And you are located where?
I am in the bottom of this building.
Greater Rocking Mary Services Building, 1 Hospital Court.
Thank you.
She's in the lower level. So you can go in the main entrance and either take the stairs or the elevator down to the lower level and head towards the old dentist office. That's the easiest way to put it, because a lot of people do remember the dental office. And if someone wanted to email you, could they email you and inquire too? Is that a possibility?
Yes.
Would that be lindaguzynski@proton.me?
That's it.
So, so to make sure I had done all my research correctly. So I would highly recommend that people at least maybe explore the option with you, because I think that if you're kind of out of solutions, this might be something that is really powerful.
Absolutely. It's a great enhancement to your health, no matter what you're doing, what level you're at. Privately, I do want to add, I'm just cash, check, or Venmo. So if you need to go insurance, you're going to have to go through the hospital.
Perfect. So that's all the time we have, unfortunately. I know every time we just get into things. So we'll have to have you back again.
Thank you.
Talk more with you
And
about
thank you so
ceasefire.
much for having me on. This is
Wonderful. We'll say
I really appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. We'll say bye, community.
Bye.
Mike and Marty